Oh boy, we got a new lathe here. Big day. In this video, what I want to do is tell you why I bought this machine, what it took to get it in place. Check out the entire video. Gavin Gear here from UltimateReloader.com. Check this out. This is the Precision Matthews TL1660. This is the big dog. Got Gordy Gritters with me. Gordy, you're also a Precision Matthews guy, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I bought a PM1440 GT.
Yep.
A couple years ago now, or almost a couple years ago now. So
what you've seen on the channel, that is the lathe that I've used in pretty much all of my chambering videos. It's been a great machine. I'm opening up another shop, so I thought it's time to just address all of my needs and just get my dream lathe, right? This device right here was one of the reasons why I wanted to go with a larger lathe. This is from Straight Shot Gunsmithing. This is the TrueBore alignment system. It allows you to dial in things like barrels, both axially and radially. The thing is, it's heavy. It's big and it gets slightly out of balance because of how it articulates. And so what I wanted to do was go with a lathe that could handle that and have mirror smooth finish, plus have all the capacity that I need for kind of any job, including larger material, that sort of thing. So before we actually get hands-on with the machine, let's review what it was like getting the machine up here. Okay, so first, I've got the shipment from Precision Matthews. So I'll make a quick note. The TL1640 is a great option. It's 20 inches shorter than this machine. This has a 16-inch capacity swing and then 60 inches between centers. The 1640 is pretty much the same machine, but it's got a 40-inch capacity between centers. So because of the larger machine, they actually had to ship this on a flatbed truck, and it cost quite a bit more to ship. I think it was worth it. But when the driver called me, he said, "Oh, you know, where are you at?" I said, "I'm up a dirt road." Well, by the time he got up to the Ultimate Reloader Ranch, there were literally pairs on the side of the truck. It had a container on the back, and it had my lathe and my Precision Matthews bandsaw ahead of a 40-foot container. So the driver told me, had I known what this road was like, I would not have driven up here. And I thought to myself, well, I'm glad you did, because I was able to get my Case 590 Super M. It's a real large capacity backhoe, construction backhoe. It can lift 7,400 pounds with the front loader. I thought this 4,000 pound net job isn't going to be, too bad. So I got the forks on. I pulled up to the truck. I've been planning this for a long time, thinking about how's it going to do lift in the lathe? Is it going to be stable? Well, it lifted at absolutely no problem, as you would expect. And what surprised me was, as I was backing up, with the lathe that I had it was probably 6 feet in the air, whatever it was. It just felt rock solid. It wasn't shifting around or anything. So I very slowly lowered it, and I kept, curling in to keep it tilted correctly. And I proceeded to drive up to the shop, and it was completely uneventful. Meanwhile, I'm up the night before in the middle of the night thinking about one of my hooks breaking off for the forks, or who knows, what could happen, but none of that did. And, it was pretty uneventful. We've got the doors open here in the shop. It's a 12-foot wide opening. We barely had a gap on either side. It just came right in, set the crate down, and then this is the Christmas morning part, right? Where you take essentially the fence off of the machine. I used a circular saw, cut all the way around. We pulled the top off, got all the screws out of the bottom, pulled it all off, and then there's that unveiling moment, right? You got the plastic. In fact, I was at your shop when you got your PM1440. When I was taking Gordy's class, he has the Extreme Accuracy Institute.
Yeah.
Go there, check it out. Week-long precision rifle building class. Totally top-notch material. Anyways, I was there.
That lathe came in the middle of that week of that class.
It did. And so there I was with Gordy and some of our other friends, and we watched Gordy that same moment peeling the plastic back, and you see the metal, and you see the Cosmoline, and it's that first look. It's that first look at the lathe. So I had that. I didn't clean the machine up really until I got it in place. So what we did was we got everything off of it, got all the accessories out from it, unbolted it from the pallet. This is where this machine is really awesome, is it's got complete support, cast iron base. I just slid the forks right under it, picked it up, We slid the pallet out from under it, got it close to position, and then put it on some, I think it was 3/4 inch ID iron pipe, you know, like for natural gas or whatever. And we had some huge crowbars, and we're basically just kind of rotating it in place where it sits here. Then what I like to do is I've got a spray bottle of WD-40 and a whole bunch of blue towels. Spray it on the Cosmoline, melts it off, and you know, get all that really cleaned up. And already had my American Rotary phase converter, because this is a 3-phase machine. It's got, you know, 5 horsepower motor on it, and did a quick leveling job and fired it up. And so far I've really liked, you know, what I've done with it. Now, Gordy and I this week, why don't you tell them about the class that we just recorded for the Pay to Stream online content?
Okay, yeah, we did a class on AR-15 accurizing, and yeah, we took basically a factory rifle and went through a complete evaluation, found out what the problem areas were. We addressed those problem areas, and took it out and shot it this morning.
Yep.
And it was shot back with factory ammo. You know, your best group was like 1.100 or something like that, about 1 1/8, something like that at the before the thing was accurized. And and our best group this morning was just a little under 3/8 of an inch. I think it was like 340. Yeah. Something like that.
Yep.
This at 100 yards, and so we improved the accuracy of that rifle, and that's what I teach in my classes, is how to do that kind of stuff. So.
Yep. And so you can either take Gordy's class in person, or we're going to have this Pay to Stream option where you can take the course online through an online learning platform.
That's what we're doing this week. On that class, it's all recorded and built. It's going to be in a training session that's be available to you.
And that was the first time that I used this lathe in a production setting, doing any cutting on a firearm. I spent the big bucks. I got the Aloris CXA tool post. I think it had a 10-piece kit or something like that, with a bunch of different, you know, quick change tooling options for it. This is an aftermarket holder there that works really well with it. Again, the two-bore alignment system, if you've got a lathe with a longer spindle, this is what you're going to want, because typically, like Gordy and I would use a 4-jaw chuck with some pivoting pads on it, and then an outboard spider, and you kind of angle the barrel just right to get that throat area or whatever it is you're working on dialed in. This means you can clamp on with a 6-jaw chuck, and then you can have the end of the barrel suspended inside the spindle, and you don't have to worry about supporting it, and it's going to dial exactly how you want and just turn and burn. So really good stuff. We both enjoyed running the machine. Why don't we give you guys a quick hands-on demo? So one of the things I like about this lathe is you've got a dedicated neutral spot on your shift lever, which is kind of nice. I'm going to put it in high, and we're on number 2, which is 900 RPM. We'll just turn this down a little bit and face the end. I should do that first. Hey Gordy, did you need some steel wool for anything?
Yeah, I know it.
Look at that, very nice. Turn the outside down a little bit. There we go. Looks like I need to clean up the end a little bit. I'll power feed this time.
Yeah, it'll give you a smoother finish. So.
More steel wool for you. Looking good. All right, next, I think you should do a threading demo.
Okay. When I'm threading, I got my hands on both levers. I got my hand on the cross slide. I got my hand on the feed, on the end feed or on the threading lever. If something goes wrong, or at the end of every cut, lift both hands.
Gotcha.
That stops the feed, pulls the bit out, just like that. So you're instantly away from contact with the work, and then you pull back off and set it up that way. I also rarely cut a relief groove. Relief groove is kind of an industry standard way of doing things. And I'm running at 130 RPM. I often thread faster than that. That's the first time I've used this machine for threading, so we'll see how it goes here. But 10,000 cut right now, so I'll make a couple of 10s. I'm going to go to 5, and then slow it down farther. The deeper I get, the shallower I go each time. Another 5. I'll go 3. I'll go 2. We'll go 1 at a time after that till we're done.
Yep.
And if this is an action now, I'll be trial fitting the action between passes by now. So.
Yep. Very nice. Well, that's cool to see another way to cut threads. I typically do a relief myself. There's this way where your thread basically just sweeps to an end. It gets shallower and shallower as you get right up against near where your shoulder is going to be. And then, of course, you can flip your tool over and come the other way, which is nice for higher speed things when you just want to come off the end and let the machine run. Well, thanks, Gordy. What do you think of the lathe?
I like it. I think it's a nice machine, no doubt about it. So
I'm in heaven.
I like working with nice equipment. So.
It's always a good thing, and more weight is typically better.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
just everything's stiffer. Just it's nice. So
yeah, vibration free. Now you're going to want to make sure you're subscribed with notifications because I'm going to have a couple things. First, a super in-depth tour of this machine. Every lever, every knob, every button, every function, some accuracy tests and that kind of thing, just like what I did with my other Precision Matthews lathe. So make sure you stay around for that action. And then also, I'm going to be doing some really cool gunsmithing and some really cool rifle builds, in addition to the AR Accurizing class that we just filmed. So that concludes this video, and that means it's time to wrap it up. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Also, make your voice heard. If you have something to say, please drop a comment. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications because you're not going to want to miss the awesome content that is coming up. And finally, flex your reloading pride. You could look great in one of these t-shirts. We've got multiple designs at the Ultimate Reloader store. I'll see you later because I'm off to go shooting.